From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, nerds? And welcome to this week's episode of the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We're talking about 2017's Kong Skull Island. That was a lot. I almost screwed that up, but I didn't. So
I'm very proud of
myself.
you. I thought you were going to.
Lady, do you not have faith in me?
I have a lot of faith in you, just not when it comes to titles of movies.
You know, I'm kind of happy you went with the over on that one instead of going with the under, and then the shovel just... Very happy about that as I'm checking my audio. Okay, I heard Susie laugh. We're good. All the audio's working. Yes, we don't have to do this twice.
How much have you had to drink?
None yet.
Might be something to consider. What the heck is that?
What?
Do you like honey?
Oh, it's alcohol.
It is alcohol.
Do you like honey?
I do like honey.
It's literally
Honey whiskey.
it's literally drinking honey with a lot of alcohol in it. It smells like it, tastes like it, but it will fire you really fast.
We got into a discussion at work about the differences between different whiskeys and different bourbons.
I don't want to do that on this show. We need Highlander back for that one. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to be talking about Kong Skull Island. Today's been a very eventful day. As you guys know, as my wonderful co-host knows, and her beautiful husband of a peacock that he is, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and today...
Majestic peacock. The correct term is he is a majestic peacock. Do not mess it up.
Time out. If I were to go on to Amazon and grab one of those belts with the gigantic flowers, like not the flowers, but the feathers and everything, do you think he'd walk around the house just...
He would specifically do it when my brother-in-law came to town, so yes.
I can just picture that happen, just...
And if you think I won't video it to send it to him, crazy.
Susie, you video everything we do.
I do.
But
It's gonna be great joy later.
big news with the Wrestling with Nerd stuff before we go any further. We're going to effing WrestleMania, people. Everything's already bought and paid for. We going to fucking WrestleMania in April. Holy shit. But,
Is James going too?
no.
Wrong podcast.
James isn't part of Wrestling with Nerds?
When he is free, he is, but sometimes he's unfortunately not free. But holy cow. But we're talking about Kong Skull Island about 2 weeks later than I was expecting, but I'm very excited to talk about our next show after tonight, Susie, because somebody's returning.
I know, I'm so excited.
Do we want to spoil it or want it to be a surprise?
Supplies, please.
Okay, we will surprise it. You're going to have to tune in on next Friday, because Thanksgiving's Thursday. We don't want to ruin your Thanksgiving dinner with us on the TV.
I mean, unless I'm invited over for dinner, and then that's a different story.
Dinner. All right. Well, let's talk about it. It was released back in 2017. It stars Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson, John C. Reilly, and most of John Goodman.
He's in 75% of the movie.
No. Most of John Goodman. he kind of gets the top half ripped off.
Love you how you still had the Venom wiki page open from the Venom Spider-Man episode.
Oh, I was looking to see what order they came out in.
So it came out in 2017. This
right.
started a hell of a universe.
So this did not.
This is movie 2.
This is movie 2. This is not the first movie. The first movie we will talk about next week. I did this in chronological order. I did not do this in terms of release.
Oh, okay.
So
they did it purposely out of order?
They did it purposely out of order. They wanted to see how their version of Godzilla was going to be received. They had an entire vision for how this story was supposed to go. I'll touch on it as we get to each movie. I'll touch on my different feelings about the overall story. Yeah. But so this actually, the MonsterVerse that we're talking about actually was kicked off with Godzilla in 2014.
Oh wow! So they let 3 years brew before getting this movie out, and let's talk about the numbers. As Susie's gonna need context, like she did 5 minutes ago when I said numbers. Kong Skull Island grossed $168 million in the U.S. and Canada.
Yeah, but he used the word "gross" this time.
Not bad, not bad. I'm pretty sure they wanted more than that. Actually, Susie, look up how much this movie cost to make, like the budget for it. So that's 168 million U.S. and Canada, 406 in the territories and worldwide, to bring that up to 568,000 million that it made. But when you take into account how much it costs,
185 million.
Oh, so they still made money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that number that you just gave me doesn't include the advertising, though. It's only the making of the movie and the actors and all that fun stuff.
Well, usually the advertising doesn't usually account in the budget and everything, because it's usually the distributor is like just throws it into stuff they're already doing.
So the production budget was 185 million, with about 136 million more spent on international marketing costs.
Well, there you go. There it is. Booyah. So they made about 350 million on the movie.
Which actually, believe it or not, they even said that they needed to make 400 to 500 million, probably to make a sequel or to continue on with the.
Oh, and boy, am I happy that they continued, because I'm really excited to talk about these movies. But let's get right into it. John Goodman, that Monarch briefcase when he gets out of that taxi. I got goosebumps. I don't know about you, but I started getting really excited to actually see the lead up to getting to the island. Then you saw the island. Susie, what was your initial reaction to just seeing the silhouette of Kong first? Or would you rather have just seen Kong first? Because I like how they did it. I really enjoyed how they teased, and then when everybody was trying to kill him, blow him up and all that stuff, that's when you get Kong.
So, honestly, I like how they presented Kong in this one. And to completely understand, I don't like King Kong movies, like, at all. I think they're over. For a while, it was me on some Godzilla movies. I'll avoid certain ones because I think they're overhyped. They could have been done better, or the story was just meh.
I love the story here,
but like,
I thought the story was really
good. This is above and beyond. Like, this is my favorite King Kong story. And that's partially because it didn't involve a skyscraper.
I don't know. I liked the Jack Black Kong movie.
That's not bad, but it still involves a skyscraper.
Yeah, I honestly thought that was the one we were talking about. I didn't know there was a 2017 one. And then when I watched the 2017 one, 2005, what?
Uh-huh.
What happened in 2000? Oh, that? No, it didn't.
So, AJ, my question for you about this movie
Mhm.
is because you have been our biggest critic when it comes to CGI.
I thought it was done actually really well here. I really did. There were a couple issues with, I can't think of the creatures that came out of the ground. I can't think of what they're called. Some of those,
Oh, that is skull something.
Skull crawlers.
Thank you.
I felt those looked more CGI than Kong did, but there was also a shit ton more of them.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind it. It's not like some other movies where it pulls me out, where like, holy shit, that's fucking CGI, and you could 100% tell it's CGI. This I felt more like, all right, you know, they kind of made it look believable. As there's a gigantic gorilla. Yeah, believable. Sure. But I didn't mind it. What'd you think of the CGI? Because you are right. I'm the huge critic, but what'd you think of it? I think they took their time and it came out looking really good.
I think that's part of the reason the budget is so massive. As it's not just they got an all-star cast, but it's also the CGI. Like you can tell how much work the artists put into each design.
Mhm.
And like that, it's so evident, and it really it makes the movie like it feel like you're not in the movie, but like you're immersed in the movie. You aren't taken away by something that's just out of place.
What's funny is, before I even saw Kong Skull Island, I rode Kong Skull Island.
Own Universal.
Yep.
Yeah, because you guys rode it while we were there, right?
And that animatronic for Kong is one of the best animatronics I've ever seen in my life. That rivals the River Shaman and Navi River Journey on how good that animatronic is. But, you know, I really thought all the characters were really great in the movie. There were a couple kind of cringy moments, like, I love Sam Jackson. I love him to death. But I felt like him in this movie, I don't know if it was just PTSD or not wanting to go home or what have you, but we got to keep pushing forward. We can leave. We can go. We have to keep pushing forward.
So
we can go.
A lot of that is, and it's hard to explain unless you've grown up in that atmosphere. And like, he's a military man. He's a military man through and through.
Mm-hmm.
He's being sent home. They didn't win the war.
Nope.
He's being sent home, was asked to take his team on a special mission, and he doesn't lose men.
Oh, he lost them all.
He lost like 90% of his men on this trip.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think for him it was PTSD. I don't think for him it was, you know, like, it was, we need to avenge these men. We have to keep plowing forward to get these weapons so we can avenge these men.
And
realizing that the total loss, it was not equivalent.
But here's the thing. By the time Packard dies, Sam Jackson's character, by the time he dies, he can tell that Kong isn't just, don't fuck with me and I'm not going to fuck with you. And if those things want to fuck with you, I will protect you. Literally, that is the thing in the movie. But because they shot at Kong first, they tried fucking up Kong first, Kong was like, done. Kong did not continue to retaliate. No.
He, like, literally, their helicopters went down. He left them alone. Yeah, they wanted that whole island. He did nothing.
He could have continued to wipe them off the face of the map.
Yeah, but Packard lost men. So even though he shot at him first, even though he caused the whole conflict,
honestly, I enjoy it because it shows the flaw in Packard.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is Kong Skull Island presented by the MCU.
Right?
I do have a question. It has to do with the MCU, but it can wait till the end.
Okay. I like how Loki's character Tom Hiddleston. No, it's the other way around, because or maybe he is playing Tom Hiddleston. Maybe he's actually Loki.
The world will never know.
Don't do that to me. I don't want to know how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Stop. Rabbit hole. But James Conrad, Tom Hiddleston's character, that's better. You can find shit, right? You can track shit, right? How much are you willing to pay? That much? Well, then double it, because it's got to be big.
Like, he ain't no dummy.
No. And honestly, him, and I'm not a huge fan of Brie Larson. We know this. Not a huge fan of her. They both were really good in the movie together.
So this
Yeah,
is
they
the
did
movie.
really well.
So this is the movie that actually turned me on to Brie Larson.
Not right on track.
Well, I watched Right on Track as a kid, but I still didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It wasn't until I saw her in Captain Marvel that I put 2 and 2 together. But I saw this, and oh my god, like she was really good in this. I'm not saying she's bad in Captain Marvel. Like, don't misunderstand me. But like, this is like, I started looking up her stuff after she was in Kong Skull Island.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually disappointed that they don't utilize Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson more in another like series or like another movie after the events of this.
Yeah, like Jesus.
Like, they would have been perfect.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that too. As I haven't seen the other ones, but I've gone through who's in them. With how good they were in this movie, even if it's a Godzilla movie, if they're just in passing, or if they're in the Kong vs. Godzilla movie.
Well, given the gap between the movies, kind of hard.
Yeah, I get that.
Kong Skull Island takes place, I believe it's during the Vietnam War.
Yes.
Godzilla takes place while we're over in Afghanistan.
So about 30, 35 years difference. You can
Yeah.
age them up. I would have been okay with that. Not like
But
we don't do it
there
for
is
every
a
other movie.
significant age difference. But I mean, that's also like, I would love to see more of Monarch.
Yeah.
You get a tease of Monarch at the end of this movie. And
you get it right at the beginning too.
get it right at the beginning, yeah. But you get the tease and you're like, but I want to know more.
Like, I want more John Goodman,
No.
not just the bottom half of him.
We're getting a whole series.
I'm sorry, you say what?
We're getting a whole series. So it is kind of about Monarch. But if you give me like a minute, I will pull up the description.
Okay.
But it's literally saved. Because of course, me and our special guest next week are going to be watching this. So there is on Apple TV, there will be a show premiering starting on Friday.
Mhm.
After surviving Godzilla's attack on San Francisco, Kate is shaken yet again by a shocking secret. Amid monstrous threats, she embarks on a globe-trotting adventure to learn the truth about her family and the mysterious organization known as Monarch. So this show takes place after Godzilla.
Okay.
Before King of Monsters.
But before King of Monsters. So we won't really know a whole lot about Monarch until then. And like, I am not going to talk about this until it's completed because spoilers.
No shit.
But they do have an all-star cast for that one, so I'm super excited.
So, we're just jumping around. We're talking about our highlights of the movie and all that stuff. What did you actually think of how this movie ended? I kind of felt like it was rushed a little bit. Like, oh shit, we woke it up. Oh shit, it's gotta die. Oh shit, we're gone.
So I think it was rushed, but also I think that it fits perfectly with the movie.
Okay.
Because most of the movie is it's not fast paced. It's not a fast paced.
No, it's set up, climax done.
So, and I think by having that climax being as fast as it is, it's more of a real life, how this would have happened if we were there.
Okay.
would have been processing images. We wouldn't be fully processing, the amount of time that this all happened in.
I mean, I really would have rather to see. I just thought it was funny how John C. Riley's character. I've been here for 30 years, World War II, and nobody outside of Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson's character are listening to him.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, he knows what he's talking about.
So
Listen to the guy.
The kid,
The scout kid was too.
the kid was too, because they also got into a discussion as they're fixing the boat about the bears and the tigers.
Okay.
And the Cubs. I'm sorry, it's the Chicago Cubs. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I wasn't gonna hold it against you.
At least someone understands that I don't understand sports.
Oh, fully aware. Don't you worry. It's hard enough for you to get to a hockey game and be like, which is the good team?
I can tell you by their colors.
Yep, I was just gonna say that. Screw you.
Going to Wolfpack games this year, right?
I hope
No,
so.
we're not. We are going to be home with the child.
No, baby.
I can kidnap your husband, or I could just kidnap you. Let Will watch the baby. There you
But
go.
like it's I always thought that his character was interesting
Okay.
because he's so outside the world. And I think that's why my favorite bonus scene is him going home and watching his wife just drop what she's holding.
And
going,
it's
"Oh
like
my
he never
God."
left. He puts his feet up on the coffee table, has a hot dog in one hand, which he mentions, and then a beer in the other hand.
And he's watching a Cubs game.
Yeah.
And it's just that to me was the most wholesome moment of the whole movie, is that he was able to go home to his family.
Oh, now I wonder why it did that.
I don't know.
Continue talking, because I just realized a flaw in YouTube.
Oh, well. At least you realized it now?
Well, let's put it this way. You know how I had a broadcast last night for iRacing?
Yeah.
The description for Kong Skull Island is everything from that broadcast last night.
Oh, that's
Oh.
delightful.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. But
So in case anyone was interested, we all have technical difficulties. Please join us as we figure them out.
it's fine. I put it to a lot of pages too. Son of a biscuit eating bulldog.
Biscuit eating bulldog?
Yeah. You've never heard that before?
Not out of your mouth.
Oh, well, I am sorry.
That was not what I thought you were going to say.
So let's get into rating the movie. Where would you put this? And let's phrase this differently. Have you seen any other of the Kong movies?
I have seen. Ooh, I know I've seen the original. Have I seen the Jack Black one? I think I've seen the Jack Black one.
So where does this rank in the Kong movies for you?
This is my favorite.
Who's your favorite character? Will, you're next.
I'd have to say Tom Hiddleston.
All right. So you just match her completely?
Yeah. Honestly, I just thought he had the most character development and just character stuff throughout the whole thing. Besides, obviously, our stranded war man.
So, honestly, and this is going to be really kind of... You're going to understand it when I explain it, but my character is John C. Reilly's character. Because he's, like, so, like, just... If I go home, I go home. If not, I've been here for 20-something years.
We don't go west.
Yeah, we don't go west.
We don't go west.
And you expect John C. Reilly to be that comedic character that he always is. And he's not. He's not here. he has a couple moments, but this is one of his more serious roles. And I swear he just knocks it like straight out of the park, just, you know, like Cubs game. Like, uh-oh. What's wrong, Susie?
A comment you made.
Which one? I've made a couple.
He plays a not funny role in another movie too.
I didn't say he didn't. I said this is one of his serious roles.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Funny role.
Not that funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. This is his words and not mine. I'm not trying to be a dick.
I think he's funnier as Ralph.
Well, no shit, it's Ralph. But where would you what would you give this out of 1 out of 10?
8.
Oh shit, that high.
Yes.
Okay.
7.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was gonna go. I'm gonna go around to 7. I very much enjoyed it. The only issue I had was it felt like Packard's character was beating a dead horse.
That's why I gave it an 8.
Literally beating the dead horse of kill Kong, kill Kong, kill Kong. Oh, he's saving us. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. But what movie are we doing next week, Susie?
Godzilla.
Ishikawa Shiwa!
The 2014 version.
Man,
I will not promise that me and our guest will not make comparison to the old Godzillas. I will not make that promise because I unfortunately grew up with all of the old Godzillas in my house. So
I'm so excited for it because the only Godzilla I've ever seen is the one nobody likes.
don't tell me you've watched the one with Matthew Broderick.
That's the one I like. That's the only one I've seen, and I do enjoy that one mostly because they implode at MSG.
Old Godzilla, right?
Yeah, the movie's called Godzilla, but the monster actually still exists in the MonsterVerse. They just renamed it
Well, yeah.
Godzilla.
That one doesn't.
I know. People are gonna watch this and be like, "Wow, I had so much respect for AJ," and then he had to say, "Oh, he likes '98's Godzilla movie."
Yeah, we're gonna change your mind when you watch the 2014. Don't worry.
I thought it was cool that it's literally fucking up New York.
Yeah, I like it better when he fucks up California.
Oh. What was that? Nah, just another earthquake. Don't even tell me that was part of the movie.
No.
Oh, thank God, because that would have been funny as shit. Hey, I remember saying that. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Go check out our merch store. Go buy something.
No, but I have a question.
You do?
I do. I also need to tell you that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are in Godzilla as a married couple.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
I had to break his brain at least once.
Ow. Wait, which one came first? Brother and sister or the married couple?
I think. Whoa.
When did Ultron come out?
It was not 2014. I think.
When did Age of Ultron come out?
Avengers.
No,
2015. Oh. So they were married first, and then they turned into brother and sister.
2012 is the first Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Because that's when my niece was born.
Phew! That would have been like if you flip those. It's like, oh, we're brother and sister in this movie, and then we're a married couple. Listen.
So I actually, I lie. I have 2 questions.
That's still concerning, Susie.
So my first question is: have you seen Inside Out?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the previews for Inside Out 2?
No, I stay in the dark.
So I would highly recommend that those of you who have seen Inside Out and like Inside Out to please go watch the previews for Inside Out 2 because they introduced a new character and I love him.
I think they're going to be introducing a couple characters.
They're introducing a couple characters, but they only introduced one in the previews, and I love him.
Anxiety.
It is anxiety, and I love him.
The one thing everybody has outside of anger.
Which is how you know that Riley is now approaching her teenage years.
Oh, no, you're talking about that. I just found out they're coming out with a Ted TV series, the Talking
Oh.
Teddy Bear. I'm like so excited for it. It's gonna be on Peacock and it's supposed to be rated like, not rated M, but the what's adult? Is it M still? Mature? Okay, I'm excited for it. I love both movies, as stupid as they were.
They were very stupid, but very hilarious.
It's like watching The Hangover. It's stupid as shit.
My phone is being stolen so that my husband can watch Peacock.
Okay. Wait, it's my account.
I'm aware, but then you don't have to log into too many.
Also true. I just want to know when you log in, just for the fact that it's like, can I fuck with
See,
her
I
and
never
say
log-
no?
I never log out, so it
I don't know.
doesn't- So my second question, and it's for Will too, because now I'm obsessed with this character.
Wait, I thought this is 3. Isn't this question 3?
Well, technically, my first question had two parts to it because I needed to know that.
Okay.
Then you brought up Ted, and then we escalated from there.
Oh, you're on this side.
Because I need to know about this character, and I will be doing a lot of research into this character that I haven't already done. What are your thoughts on Madam Web?
Why do I feel like you just triggered Will a little bit?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Why did Madam Web get brought up?
Because there is a new movie coming out from Sony and Marvel, and I'm really hoping it's not a spoof and that I actually watched a reliable like preview for it because it looks freaking phenomenal.
I am seeing it kind of floating around everywhere, so I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. It looks really good
right now.
It has Dakota Johnson starring as Madam Web, and there's Spider-Woman, and Spider-Girl.
Yeah.
In it. Looks really cool.
Don't give me those fake nerd comments. But I don't know who Madam Web is.
So I didn't either. I did not know Madam Web existed.
I don't know her that much.
Madam Web is actually a background character that they are transforming into. They're giving us a movie on. But she's a background character.
Okay.
Understand, and Susie's probably done more research than me into it. I only know who I just know that Madam Web is in existence.
She is introduced in the Amazing Spider-Man.
I heard she's like a supporter.
Yes.
She's in a way like Oracle is to Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
From what I understand, and people can full-heartedly correct me.
That is close enough for our purposes. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a Spider-Man nerd like the one behind me is. But I saw that and
He's
went,
not a Spider-Man nerd, he's a Venom nerd.
Well,
big difference.
So I went and looked her up, and she's part of the Amazing Spider-Man saga. So I half expected to see like Andrew Garfield show up in this movie. So we'll see. But yeah, those were the two that I saw this week.
Could we get Spider-Gwen from a different universe and still have it Emma Stone? And the minute Andrew Garfield sees her,
that has happened in the comics before.
I mean, facts, but I don't know how I would feel about that. But that's a distinct possibility. But yeah, that was the only two that I saw that were interesting to me this week.
All right, so anybody got anything else before we close up shop and get ready for Godzilla next week?
I don't think so.
Tomorrow morning, check out the Wrestling with Nerds show where we talked about 2001 Survivor Series.
And check us out on Friday next week because we will be skipping Thanksgiving.
It's Godzilla!
Because the rest of us would like to spend some time with our families, unless you're me and your family doesn't get together until Friday. You'll still see me, though. And my delightful face.
Thought I was about to fall backwards. Go buy some of our merch. Shit looks cool. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Suicune.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.